Welcome back to Vegas Live with Ninon. I have Gino Payne with me. Another Payne. A lot of Paynes in this town. we won't elaborate on that. But that really is his last name. Gino, how are you?
Pretty good. Good to be here with you.
Yeah, we've been in contact. You called me. He wants me to do a voiceover for some company, a real estate company or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a real estate brand. It's a little bit complicated, so they're trying some new strategies. But yeah. So we thought you had a great voice for it, and every brand
I do have a different voice. Today I have a very different voice because I had a little bit of a cold. But I have this English accent, which is perfect.
Yeah.
Absolutely perfect. So what do you do here?
I'm still fooling them. They're still paying me, so I don't know yet. But because there's no title for a person that shoots and edits and casts and produces and writes and does a set design, we in the industry call ourselves filmmakers. So
now, when you say we, have you got a company? What's the name of your company?
Yes, 360 Films. We were out of Atlanta for some time, and then since we've been here, we've gone under the same name.
How's it going in Vegas? The filming.
Vegas is good. Yeah, we're not in Vegas most of the time. Most of what we do is in LA. But it's an easy location to hop over the mountain in the mornings.
You know, I often wonder why they don't do more filming in Vegas, because of all you've got so many displays here that you've got all the hotels. You've got the New Yorker, you've got your MGM, you've got all these different hotels, Caesars with their old look, and you've got scenes all set.
Well, there's a lot of filming here. But as far as in the casinos, that's a lot of tape, That's a lot of tape for the production companies, and they like to control everything about the scene, so they don't want to take it.
You mean the hotel likes to control it?
Well, the production company, the set designer, and the time period and all that stuff. Yeah. So, and filming takes a long time, so then they have to shut down for a long time. But there is a lot of filming here, just is on an indie level.
Yes.
It doesn't make sense for the casinos to work with the independent film companies because money. I mean, obviously, if we're going to shut it down, if they're going to shut it down for us, then it's going to cost them a lot of money. Thus, they got to charge us a lot of money. For the big studios, they do what they want with the world. So they film here quite often.
They do?
Yeah.
Is it getting bigger in Vegas, the filming? It seems that way.
Well, the indie market is growing. The indie market is growing. I would say that...
Explain to our audience out there what the indie market is. I might know it, you might know it, they probably don't know. What's he talking about, the indie market?
Well, that's a big gray space, right? Because there's indie films.
Let's kind of get it either black or white. Let's do something there.
Okay.
Let's take this out of the gray.
Okay. So if we were to make it black and white, if a major studio or a major producer is funding your film, which essentially means that you're working with a lot of money and a lot of resources, then you are a major studio feature film, right? If you are being funded by an independent producer with a low budget, typically anything less than $2 million sometimes is the budget. Is what's considered.
That would come under indie film.
Yes.
And when it's privately funded.
Yes, privately funded.
Okay,
or
so just so you all understand, we talk in terminologies that sometimes you might not understand, and I'm quite sure not everybody does. But a lot of people may. But I think, so it's still under $2 million. That's still quite high for a movie.
Well, there's indie films that are quite more than that. I mean, there are indie films that are $10 million. I mean, it's the independent. I mean, the film industry. When a film costs $200 million to make, I mean, something that you turn around and make a similar length product on $10 million.
So what's going on with the film industry and Netflix? Because now we have a different media coming into the realm, and Netflix, I'm saying Netflix because number one, I'll promote them anyway, but number two, they're the ones that are kind of out there. Now, they also make a lot of their own movies now, or they're starting to. So what's all that about?
Well, they fund products. They also acquire products.
So they will fund the product?
Like that. Yeah. I mean, they have moved away from the brand of come pitch me your cool idea and I'll give you money. More or less, it's a little bit more like the studios operate, where it's, we have our own farm system of ideas that filter through the system they've created to get their ideas. But they certainly do still fund products, mostly documentaries, but they still fund products from outside sources.
So they do.
Yeah.
Do you like that idea? Is that a good thing, or is that just something different?
As an indie filmmaker, it's a dream. I mean, I don't know one indie filmmaker that's saying, they don't want their product on Netflix or,
Well, that's what I'm saying, because this is a way, a fabulous way to get your product on
Right.
Netflix and
Yeah.
to get it sort of rolling and everything.
Yeah.
Who are the other ones out there? I mean, I know we got Disney.
Yeah.
But Disney seem to have, I'm sure they have all their own stuff.
Yeah, so Netflix is actually like the grandfather of the streaming
the
platform.
yeah, they are.
And then Disney Plus, Hulu, and Amazon, and Facebook, and
they've all got their own-
Spotify's jumped in the ring, and everyone's in there now. So essentially, Netflix is still kind of the front runner, but you got to think some of these
competition coming in.
You got to think some of these companies that were traditional film companies with film brains and film foundations and companies that and resources that they use to create cool ideas could eventually catch up.
Absolutely. Now I call you like the younger generation of what's coming in with technology. Now, when I was probably in the film business, there was nothing like this. It's all very, very new. But do you like how it's put together now through technology? Does it help you as a producer, as a filmmaker, as in the industry?
Well, yeah, the technology makes, theoretically, technology is intended to make our lives easier, and art is a part of our lives. Right? So, yeah, I definitely
Can't leave home without your phone.
Yeah, I definitely think it's made it easier. You can shoot a film on your phone and get a better quality than some films that were shot, some Oscar-winning films that were shot some time ago. What's the key? The story. That hasn't changed. You still got to have a really good story regardless. So
see, I love that. I love that coming from the younger generation. It is still the story. It doesn't matter what you put out there or how it's put together or what you're doing. It's the story. And if you have a good enough story,
yeah, that's a great escape. I mean, if you think about Paranormal Activity, I mean it's a perfect example. I mean, the guy literally shot the thing on a camera. He's walking around with a camera and he's shooting himself and shooting people, and there's no dramatic.
I was going to say, but there's no crew there. There's no nothing there. It's just one person can do something, and that to me is absolutely amazing. That it's created that way, and then on your phones now you can get that sturdy thing, so your phone isn't like you're going all over the place.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you
so
can
with
stable
all
the
this
stabilizers.
technology, does it make it harder for you, or more competition, or kind of the same?
I would say it all kind of balances itself out, because at the same time where a filmmaker may have studied and went to school and bought all this expensive equipment, and and then a kid shows up with with a cell phone and a great idea. Bang, now, but again, I just think the story is the key.
You're right.
I value my writer friends. They're the biggest resource that I have, because
they come up with the ideas. They come up with those crazy things that we all come up with and everything else.
If you light it right, it doesn't. You get the good audio. It almost these days there's almost no camera that's too bad for making the story
which gives
work.
everybody, which actually opens it up, giving everybody the same opportunity without having to go and buy all that equipment.
Now, don't get me wrong, we spend money on cameras. We spend the most money on cameras and lenses and stuff. I mean,
of course.
But,
yes,
well,
of course, you have to.
You have to.
You've got to keep up with. I'm not going to say keep up with the Joneses. We've got to keep up with Universal, Warner Brothers, and all these people.
We're not going to keep up with them, but we're trying.
You never know. You might just come out and have your own company all the way up there. In the limelight. Who knows what you?
What she said.
Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
But no, if you think big, you'll be big. If you think small, believe me, you will be small.
Absolutely. You can't wait for people to.
And you've got to keep up with the times.
Yeah, exactly.
You've got to keep up with the times. So, do you think in your production company and what you're doing, you're right on the level of what they're doing today?
Yeah, I think that as it relates to production, the quality that our production puts out here in Las Vegas, I mean, there are no studios that are here that are able to. I mean, there are some that we're right there with, but there are no companies here in Vegas that are putting out quality that supersedes what we're doing. We're very proud of what we're doing here.
I love that. Now, when you keep saying we is as who?
Yeah, we have a team. So we have some editors, some shooters, some sound people.
And what part are you in this whole thing, in this arena?
I bounce around depending on the size of the production. I'm typically my brother is the owner and my girlfriend is the owner, but
your brother.
And my
You've got a pretty cool brother, right?
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Is he okay?
Yeah, he's my twin brother.
Oh, you're twins.
Yeah.
Oh, so do you dress alike and think alike and be alike, or you try to
Only
be
when it's
totally
beneficial. Only we'll dress alike if we need.
only when
if we
it's
need to pull something out.
beneficial?
Yeah, yeah.
That's cool. At least you said it.
Yeah.
Why not? Oh, so what's it like? I was going to say, what's it like growing up with a twin brother, but you wouldn't know the difference?
Yeah,
You don't know.
It's all I know, but I would say
Is he
that.
cool with you? Are you cool together?
Yeah, no, we're very close. We're extremely close.
So, in other words, it's your three company between the three of you.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm not even on the owners board. I'm just one of the people who.
Yeah, but
I'm not even on the paperwork. I'm just.
But his brother happens to own the company.
I just work there.
And his sister.
You know.
So okay,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
So,
That's-
yeah, I mean, but it's been awesome. I mean,
and they
I've seen
started this
people-
from scratch and built it up.
Yeah, when I was doing this in Atlanta, he called and said, "Hey, what is it that you do, and how do we do it without working for anyone else?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, we need a lot of money, and we get cameras and audio equipment and stuff cost money." And so he was in Iraq, and so he started shipping money back home. And so we bought our initial equipment from that money, and everything else has
And you
been
just grow.
client money from that point
Growing.
on, just growing. With
And you're growing with it.
yeah.
You're kind of an independent within the company, aren't you?
Yeah, so I mean, I think it just kind of worked out where what we needed to do to position our company out here, we ended up just bringing it out here in 2015.
Do you run a lot of it out here yourself?
I'm sorry?
Do you run the company yourself out here? Or you
Yeah,
have
the
people
three
that-
of us. The three of us,
run
yeah.
it? So you have a company here, and then you have one in Los Angeles.
No, we fly out there and we
Okay.
shoot
You do products.
contracts, yeah.
Contracts
Yeah,
out
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Okay, so how can anybody reach your company?
Well, it's easy to find us online at 360films.us. Most people who kind of know about our company know about through myself because though our company's independent, I've worked for a lot of the major studios and a lot of the major production companies. So you can follow me online at Sir_Gino. So that's Sir Gino, SIR_GINO. Yeah, and
Sir Gino, did you
it's-
get knighted by the Queen, my dear?
Yeah, I like to think. I'm a knight of the realm. I was a fan of Game of Thrones when I did it.
Oh, okay. So hey, he's a knight. Okay, all right, Sir. I have to call him Sir now, Sir Gino. Is
Sir
that
Gino.
correct?
That's correct.
I love it. We have Sir Gino here. He's had a lovely story. I learned a little bit about your company and what's going on, and you like Vegas.
Oh,
A
yeah.
lot of opportunities here.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like I said again, it's easy to access LA and it's great stuff going on here. So.
And then you do get what you want. Well, thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to Vegas Live with Ninon on YouTube, and we'll be right back with our next guest. Take care.
I always knew I could trust him.
Trust him. You sure about that?
If you enjoyed the last show we just did and all the other shows, don't forget to subscribe Vegas Live with Ninon on YouTube. We've got plenty more coming up and our guests are amazing. So don't forget to subscribe. We'll be right back. Vegas Live with Ninon.